I am fairly certain that what you think about the quality of your food and how you sort of analyze that, stress about it, it's probably going to have a bigger effect on your physiology than the food itself, to a certain degree. And particularly in this kind of group of people that you and I are and hang around with. And so I can give you a nice example, which is this was studies done in type 2 diabetics by Ellen Langer, who's done a huge amount of amazing work of the effect of our psychology on our physiology. And in this one study, they took type 2 diabetics and they gave them a standard, it was like a milkshake or something, a standard meal. And in one, they said, this is a low carbohydrate meal. And the other one, they said this is a high carbohydrate meal. Same meal both times. When they told them there were more carbohydrates in the meal, they had a bigger blood sugar spike. And so when you think about your food, you're like, should I eat all these carbs because they're going to make my blood sugar spike? Just that thought is going to make a bigger difference in your blood sugar than the actual carbohydrate content of the foods often. So when we stress about the effect of a certain food, so like what often happens is people, they know that this cake is bad for them, but they're going to eat it anyway. But when they're eating it, they're not enjoying it. They're stressing about how the cake is going to affect their blood sugar and all this other stuff. The worrying is going to have a bigger effect than actually eating the cake itself. And we have there's lots of research now on whether we should test people's genes, because what we tell them about their genes has a bigger effect on their physiology than what their actual genes do. So how we think and approach our food will, like I said, have a huge impact on how that food then impacts us. So I completely agree. And this is something which is why I always try and say, focus on the positive. What we've been told in terms of the negative is nowhere near as bad as you think it is. And hopefully that's like an empowering process, and if you're going to have a food that you think is quote unquote bad, just enjoy it. Because if you stress about it, it's going to make it worse.